Alrighty, so I want to show you guys something like a little blast from the past right here. This is an X-Force motor maul, 400 amp. I know a lot of you guys are saying, what the hell is a motor maul? This is a little piece of kit way back in the day that people would use when they didn't have enough alternator in the car to run an amplifier. So say you wanted to run a 16 pill in your car that had a 100 amp alternator. Yeah, ain't going to happen, right? Okay. This little feller here would help you do it. Not only would help you run that big old amplifier, but it would let you volt that big old amplifier with just a stock alternator. So say you want to run competition with your 16 pill and all you got's a stock alternator. Well, it's simple. Just add 4 batteries. You hook the 4 batteries up to the back of this thing. 4 standard car batteries, as long as they're all the same size, the same make, same model. Plug them into the back of this thing. What this does is it charges those 4 batteries off your regular alternator. Then when you key up your microphone, your coax goes through this. It keys this first, then it keys your amplifier. And when it keys it, by the way, I have not opened this, okay? This is how I got it. Stains at all. I'm pretty sure that's blood. Maybe somebody got into a key down fight. I don't know. I just pulled the screws out of it. So I'm going to open it up and see if it's all still there. I don't know. I can tell there's been some fans changed, and I can tell there's, well, for some reason, that one's backwards and that one's red. Okay, whatever. Okay, but we'll deal with that when we get to it. So let's open it up, see what we got. I think most of it's there. Actually, I think all of it's there. So, this is a motor maul. You have your antenna connectors right back there where your coax comes in and back out. It has a keying relay right there. Okay, so your power from your alternator comes in and goes to these the relays, or the solenoids actually. Okay, and they charge your batteries. All right. When you key up, it kicks those solenoids off and kicks these solenoids in, which fires your amplifier to go from this. Okay, under here is a whole bunch of transistors, voltage regulating transistors. All right, which is going to kick this thing up to about 24 volts. Now, this is all voltage. You can control it with the remote that plugs into the back of this from about 12 to 20 volts, somewhere around in there, so that you can volt your amplifier. And that's what this was made for. So you can key down with the best of them, with the big dogs, with the big old alternators, even though you only had a stock alternator and a couple extra batteries. That's what this was made to do. Looking at it right now, if it's still going to do it, I don't know, because I don't know why that wire's cut. That has been sliced right in two. I don't know if any of these are any good anymore. I'm going to have to test it, but yeah, that's what they used to look like. Now, this is a Carl built gray face X-Force. When Carl in the shop, he built this, and this is one of the better ones I've seen. This thing is pretty. I have no problems with the way this is built. Someone's replaced some fans and stuff, but it's cool. It's really neat. Everything, all the connectors are copper. Big old giant heatsink here. Yeah, it's cool. If I can't find the remote for it, I'll have to wire one for it and see if she works. But these are not necessary anymore. They're kind of useless now. Nowadays, like I showed you with the one I'm building. Well, I don't know where I put it. Oh, there's the solenoids we're running now. This is a 500 amp solenoid, so we don't have to use multiples. But as you can see, man, There's 3 of them here and 2 of them there, and it's cool. I mean, this is a neat piece of history, man. I want to restore it. I want to clean it up and restore it. And even if I don't, I thought about using this on a generator I have, just to play around with voltage. But honestly, I think I'm just going to restore it and put it on a shelf, because this is something you don't see anymore. It's a neat little piece of tech that we had in the hobby that it's just not around. It's not necessary now that we have lithium batteries and we have supercapacitors. You don't need this thing, right? But it's neat. It's just a cool piece, man. And I got to give my shout out to Carl. Everything I've touched you ever made, man, is cool. It's all a piece of history. Now this is the stuff we used to do back in the old days. I'm like, like the Carl built X Force amplifiers and stuff I work on. I put upgrades in them, but it's not upgrades because the amps aren't bad. The amps are awesome. But that's what we did then. We do a little something different now, and we do have a little bit better parts now than we did then. But that's what Carl's doing to his amps right now. That's what everybody's doing. We all kind of step up with the times, but it's neat to look back in the history, because I remember these when I was 16 or 17 years old. The biggest dude in town. He had a motor maul, and he had a Viking 32. And he would key that thing down on it in a little. It was a little Chevy S10 pickup truck, stock alternator, stock battery, couple batteries in the back, and man, that thing, you thought that thing was throwing lightning, because he, of course, he had converted the Texas Star over to Class C. You do not run these on anything but a Class C amplifier. Don't try running these on a biased amp or on a Texas Star that hasn't been modified, because, like I said, these are variable. They'll go from 12 volts to 20 volts. They will blow up a biased amplifier, but they were made to overvolt, and they were made for competition amplifiers. What they're made for. But boy, you thought that guy had just the biggest setup in the world, but he just had one of these and a Sweet 16, modified Sweet 16, of course. And of course, back then we thought 2,000 watts was just, whoa, God, oh my God, that's incredible. Nowadays, that's your driver. But yeah, really cool piece of history right here. I got to clean it up. I'm going to have to go through it. I got to figure out why that one ground wire is cut in half. Like, it's literally someone sliced it. And I got to check all the transistors. But really neat. And if the dude that has this can't find the remote for it, I'll have to build a remote, or just put it in the front of the amp, whatever, or amp, the motor maul. But this is a really cool old piece. You see the power output for it. It's an old S&H. I think this is a 300 amp forklift connector. It's definitely not a 175 Anderson. This is the giant Anderson, and the ground is a welding connector, as you can see. Cool piece. Oh, and the now, okay, don't trash anybody or anything else, but when I pulled this thing apart, these were the battery connectors they were using on it. Look at that. Those were the battery connectors they were using on it. Don't try. Okay, some people didn't know back in the day, and this was the cables that was on it. These are aluminum. You see, there's the same smash on battery cables. Yeah, that's a little scary, actually. That's kind of scary, but don't talk shit about that. That's, you got to remember, this thing's old. People didn't know back in the day. There's much better. We have better knowledge now, but still, cool piece. It's going to sit on the back burner for a while. I don't have time to play with it right now, but goes my phone. But it's cool. I thought you guys would like seeing that. Later.